So glad to be back with my sister, Stacy
Finally.
Martin, chairwoman of the board at Collegiate Academies.
No, don't get me in trouble. President of Collegiate Academies.
Excuse me, president of
Don't
Collegiate
get me in trouble with my boss.
Okay. We know who's running things, though. And Samantha Johnson, one of the principals at Collegiate, which campus?
Baton Rouge, Collegiate Baton Rouge.
Okay.
Yes.
So let's talk about this. At the beginning, when Collegiate arrived in Baton Rouge, this lady, through her own fruition, made this thing happen. There was a meeting with ministers at a restaurant here in Baton Rouge.
There was.
She talked about wanting to plant the school here, got one of them to commit to giving her space at the church to hold the school until Collegiate built a facility here in Baton Rouge.
Yes.
And that was how long ago?
What are we in our
This is year 7.
6? Oh, I was getting ready to say 6. I lost track. Yes, it's my baby.
The passion you showed bringing that here was fascinating. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, it was really, you know, when I came on to Collegiate, they talked about having a school here, and I'm like, okay, that's an hour and a half away. That's good, but the more we did research and the data showed that there was a need,
Yeah.
and we were really excited. Came into the community, met you, met a lot of ministers.
And I'm not a minister now.
A community, no, let's be clear.
No.
And a community advocate, Veronica Freeman.
Yeah.
And just started to come together. We did not have a lot of support in the beginning, and I can tell you 7 years later, Sam and her team has done a wonderful job in bringing the school not only into the community and making it a part of the community, but also giving our kids what they need.
You know, Sam, that's a perfect segue to ask you the question about that. At the time that Stacy was trying to plant the charter school here, people's perception of charters were totally different. Now there's more of an accepting and almost an excitement about charters. How did you create that energy?
Yeah, thank you for asking. I think for us, it was about really meeting kids and families where they were, and then becoming really aligned on this vision of college and career success after high school, and just being really receptive to like needs that are happening and transforming with those needs to build this real culture of joy and growth for every person in our space. If
someone is asking about the collegiate model, the new public school model, which charters are public schools, versus the traditional model, what are some of the more glaring differences, in your opinion?
Some of the more
I can start. One of the things is we meet kids' needs. So the difference in a regular or traditional public school and what we do is if there's a need for a particular student, we can meet that need. We don't have to wait for permissions. We don't have to wait to get, for it to go through the red tape. We can just meet that need. So, for instance, at our schools in New Orleans, we have a motor lab for our kids that have significant physical disabilities, et cetera. We didn't have to wait for permission. We had to raise the money. Right. We had to raise the money to put it together. But that's kind of where, the difference is, among other things. But that's one significant difference, I would say.
So y'all were here in studio when you saw the judges talk about their path to the bench and how education was a vehicle for them. I've always known you to be someone who talked about empowering our kids through education, specifically kids of color.
Yes.
Where does that commitment come from, except the obvious reason?
I come from a line of educators. Both my parents were educators. This was not my path. But what I will tell you is it is my ministry. The work that I have done in the last 6 years is really not about, anything other than wanting the best for our children. And a lot of people questioned me when I went to work into the charter school, reform area. And I said, the thing is, the children that are being served look like you and I. And so why not? And if not me, then who?
Quickly here, I got about 20 seconds. Tell me where we can find out more about Collegiate Academies.
Yes, Collegiate Baton Rouge. Google us. Our website will be the first thing that comes up. Check us out. Homecoming's coming up. Fall sports are in full swing. Come and check CBR out.
You got to come back and see me again.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
Up next, I'll introduce you to Grover Harrison III, candidate for Parish President in West Baton Rouge.